Nice. I had my mic muted for the stream. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. So starting over again. Good night. This is Cam. I have here Zonite to cover the game here. This is week one of ZGG Galaxy League. This is the E4 Emerald League. We're gonna cover ET New Moon versus Dynasty Jade. So good night, Zonite. How are you doing? And how was your day?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. I'm very excited about this series tonight. After casting on Tuesday and having quite a fun experience there, I'm excited to see this game one opportunity of ET New Moon and Dynasty Jade.
Lovely, lovely. Oh, so actually, we do have. Hey, Shroud, I just see here you popped up. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good, good.
Um, was I late?
It is all good. I just
Okay.
opened it here a little early so we can talk a little bit about the teams,
Okay.
but this should be okay. So let me.
I saw that there's an ESUB. What team has an ESUB?
So it's Dynasty Jade have an E sub for
Okay.
tonight is Nightmare. He's the ADC for the team. Uh, Pretty good ADC. I'm a little familiar with him, so looking forward. I'm. I don't know if he's gonna pick Jinx, but Jinx is definitely one of his biggest champions. But yeah, let me pull here a little bit of. Oh, and by the way, just to let everyone know, I believe Kev Bolov was asking, is this the same team that played on AGL? It is. There's a lot of similar names. Actually, they're the same names, but a couple different positions. So we go with ETX in the top lane, IQ of Coconut in the jungle, Buckbee mid lane, Downfall as an AD carry, and Fallen Warrior as support. That's the roster for tonight on the side of ET. And just to present on the side of Dynasty Jade, we're gonna go with, or sorry, they're gonna go with Feathers and Fur on top, Singular Brad in the jungle, Rendoman mid. They're gonna go with Nightmare sub for tonight for bot lane, and Illicit Raven in the support. So I'm a little familiar with his name since I'm covering a little bit of these lower elo leagues like Gold, Plat level, and now Emerald. So these are all familiar names that's playing on multiple rosters across different leagues. So this should be a very interesting back and forth series.
Yeah, don't know really what to expect here as I'm brand new and getting myself into it. But looking at the champ pools that these players have, I'm quite excited. We always get those twists and turns of champions that come along that you don't generally get to see very often in competitive. And I'm looking through the op.ggs and looking through the list here, and I'm seeing some picks like the Corki. To be honest, I don't see it very often. I really like the Corki more often. Vex as well by Buckby. I'm curious to see how Buckby would be able to pull the Vex out, maybe against a Yasuo or something like that. As well as ETX with the Kled. You don't see it very often. We saw it a lot when he first came out as a champion, but to me, it's a lot of fun, unique champions that are not played very often and competitive. And I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm interested how X will, what champion X will pick because his pool is diluted by only carry champions. So I'm wondering if he brings out his patent Camille, his Irelia, his Kled, his Silas, his Mord even. A lot of champions we can look for X specifically.
For sure. And for the game one, New Moon's gonna have blue side here, so I would expect something more common for X. In this top lane, he's probably gonna be picking one of his most comfort champions. Uh, but if ET New Moon gets the hit their sides on the red side at any point in the series, I would be definitely looking for counter picks for him because he has proven time and time again, especially when he's playing for these ET New Moon roster, that he can definitely be um, how should I say this, the win condition for the team. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, and one thing I was looking at, downfall, correct me if I'm wrong, is the 80 carry for ET, uh, correct?
Downfall, yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it here, and with the ET and Blood Moon, we have blue side first. As always, we saw on Tuesday, Kaisa's just that primary pick to go for, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was banned right away, especially if you just take a glimpse at the OP.GG, take a glimpse at what he's been playing, and 12 games on Kaisa, the most games in the list at the moment. I think that's a for sure ban that's not going to get through. But if it does, that's a B1.5 for me. That champion is legitimately the most disgusting thing. But there's also other good ADCs that go along that they can go along with. Kaisa gets taken away. Ashe is always a good option with the Seraphine. It seems like both of them play a lot of Ashe and Seraphine. They do play Taric, which that intrigues me a lot. There's a lot of different combos that I would like to see, not only with ADC and Taric, but specifically the jungle with Taric. We saw, a while back, the whole Master Yi Taric thing that took the game by storm. But at the same time, for now in this meta, I'm curious to see how the potential carry jungler or even a mid laner now could play alongside that Taric that just makes them so hard to kill.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think there's gonna be a lot of unique picks for both teams. Do believe Single Bread has a few of his specific picks in the jungle as well. Um, Feathers probably gonna bring something unique, like the Shogat and Argot that we don't see that often. I think there's are also there. Um, I am excited to see Rendelman. I think he's one of the players that brings a lot of the different and skillful matchups in the mid lane. Always trying to, do the 1v1s and getting ahead. I think he's a really good mechanical player. So I'm really excited to see like this team from Jade. I think is a really interesting roster, and I'm really excited to see like the picks because I definitely think there's a chance to have very interesting matchups tonight. Like not the same thing that we would see, for example, in maybe pro play, like your standard Azirs, Victors, Rihanna's, that kind of stuff, but more so like more very specific picks for just for a match and not like for a whole comp. At least that's what I would be expecting from
Hmm.
this series.
Hmm. Okay. I, you know, I saw the pick that you were talking about a little bit of mid laners right there, and I saw one of the picks that they play on Jade, and it was Nefiri. I haven't seen too much Nefiri played in competitive, but I'm curious, both Shroud, your thoughts, and Cam, your thoughts on the potential of a Nefiri pick because I'm not sure yet if the nerfs went through, but
It did,
at the
yeah.
same time, the champion still has some sort of a threat. Just because, let's be honest, if you don't really know what to do against the champion,
Oh yeah.
you kind of just cry in a corner and hope that it doesn't kill you in one shot. Now, tell me, Shroud, Cam, what are your thoughts on something like that being picked up?
Um, I personally would like to see it, but I don't. I wouldn't believe in the pick just because of how many bad matchups it has specifically in the mid lane. I would really like to see a Nefiri picked up in the top lane though. Nefiri top is surprisingly very strong, and there's not enough champions that can proc her first strike before her procking it, and the amount of poke she has in lane just from her Q. If you hit both Qs, instant quarter of their health. I really like Nefiri top, and I would really like to see that.
Oh yeah. I think the Fury has potential to go in three lanes, top, jungle, and mid. Um, I think she is viable. Depending on whatever matchup you get mid, it can be pretty. If you're not used to her abilities, it can be a little weird to play the lane because you expect her to be a melee, but you're not expect like I got confused when her Q like when I start laning because her Q goes through minions, has actually pretty good range, so you have to be careful. She got two casts, so it can be pretty pokey in the early game. And in the jungle as well, like with her, she has extra pets in the jungle, so
Yeah.
she can always like use the fact that force the jungle camps to target her packs, so makes her clear even cleaner. So I definitely think there's a good flexibility. It's just like about how you're gonna execute. Again, she's an assassin. Assassins are a little bit more difficult to play around, but I think her biggest points in the game is definitely getting the first and the second items. If she get ahead and get those items, I think she can be really really powerful, regardless of the nerfs. But again, it's getting to that point that's gonna be difficult.
I agree. Getting to that item spike for any champion is it's very difficult. You have to play the state of the game just right to get that specific champion the right amount of gold that they need and get them into a certain position to succeed or thrive. And so that's why we see commonly in these competitive scenarios the picks being oriented around stuff that generally can hold up its own or doesn't need too much to be insanely viable. Or if they do have something that's a huge pick that they want to play around and whatnot, they play around it. Because at the end of the day, you don't play around it, it's going to be hard to actually make them worthwhile. Now, we're talking about putting her in the top lane. This to me changes her build, and I don't know enough about Neferi's build. So Shroud, give me a glimpse and an idea of what that build is like for a top lane Neferi instead of a mid lane Neferi.
It kind of varies. Like if you're playing into standard tank top, like Ornn, Malphite, Mundo, whatever, anything like that, I've seen a lot of Black Cleaver rushes into Eclipse. But if you're just going into the standard solo queue top laner you're play against, like Camille, Fiora, Aatrox, anything like that, it's just either a Ravenous Hydra rush or an Eclipse rush, and you just take full lane domination the second you get those items. Because Nefiri has like she's kind of a weird champion because you would think she doesn't scale that well, but her strongest point in the game is late game. She's not an early game fighter. She just has early game poke. But the second she hits like level 11, it's really obnoxious to try to deal with that champion.
Oh, and just one update here. Um, so the teams are looking to get ready for drafting soon. So we're probably gonna start seeing the bans. But the most interesting thing is there is a little small change on the not on the roster, but the positions the players are gonna play for New Moon. So actually, we're gonna see the lineup is Downfall in the top lane, IQ of a Coconut as an ADC, and X has been moved to jungle. So it is a little bit more close to what New Moon has played in the other leagues out there with Downfall top and the Coconut in the as in the ADC position. But just surprising to see Axe in the jungle position. That
Yeah,
is a
I don't
big
I
thing.
don't know if I like that.
Yes, Loki, that's what you heard. Axe is jungling.
No benefit of the doubt. We're just
I
this
don't
to
I
man
be
is
don't
to
gonna.
be
I don't
fair,
think
before
so.
we like 5 minutes before they all jump into lobby, he was in practice too, probably practicing jungle camps. Like clear.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Oh boy. Hey, I'll give credit. At least he's in there, getting the work done to set himself up, hopefully for success. But I just based off what you guys are saying, and also Loki Bear over there in the chat, I'm interested to see how he plays the jungle. But at the same time, it, like you said, changes the dynamic of what's going on right now. The
Your
world
world
must.
must be ending.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Oh yeah, so I would definitely expect anything in the jungle, to be honest.
Yeah, we should probably just move the cameras and spectates away from the jungle.
No way in any universe X goes jungle. Well, this universe, unfortunately, fortunately, he is going jungle.
Yeah, this multiverse is happening. Alright.
Oh boy. Okay, so we have the draft up, and the draft does seem like it is going.
Yeah, looks like they just started. So actually, as you saw, Zana, they went straight for that Kaisa for the side of Jade.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised with the ASOL then.
is Buck or not Buckby, the mid laner over here, Rendleman? Oh, he does have a fair amount of games on ASOL, but not enough to where I would think it would cause a ban. But same time, if you're worried about it, might as well take a ban off of it.
Yeah, for sure. And we already seen the LeBlanc also targeting him. Oh, just an FYI, since Jade is using ESUB, looks like they are gonna take the ban loss, and the ban loss was agreed on the lobby chat as a Timo. So the Timo is the technically the ban loss that they got for the ESUB. But as we see,
Oh.
Derek from the side of Jade and Kha'Zix on the side of New Moon.
I was gonna say for a second, I was like, is there a little Timo tech going on in the ET New Moon side or something that I need to know about? But I guess, all right, just a stop ban. But first pick, Maokai over to the blue side. New Moon will pick that up for themselves, while Dynasty Jade starts off with the Rel. And this can go either jungle or support. There's a lot of versatility to her and to the rest of the team. I'm curious to see if they decide to go for the 80 carry here or something else. Maybe a jungler to go against the Maokai, unless they presume it might go bot lane. Wow! That's an early
Love that.
Alawi pick, and I am a fan.
That is true. I saw on the chat Bears' shoes saying that he's expected the Ilawi, and the Ilawi came through on R2 already. So interesting. And I don't know if this Maokai is for the jungle. I would imagine this Maokai can be a flex still, but let's see.
Now that you mentioned X's jungle, I think they're sending that to him because that's like the only jungler he technically plays top lane.
Well, they lock in the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser, there is a world that Mordekaiser could be jungle, but I don't know.
Ah.
Interesting,
I
interesting
pray not.
choices.
I pray they send Mordekaiser to Alawi.
I'm a little back and forth on this one right here. Mordekaiser, Maokai. Wow, Thresh, we're going Shadow Isles, aren't we? We have one continuous type of region we're going for right now. But Thresh, Thresh being picked up here instead of something like the Alistar is interesting to me. But at the same time, I do like it as it is a good pick against the Rel. But I'm curious to see how they're gonna decide to ban against certain other support. I mean, certain other junglers now, or even a support because that Rel can still go either way. And then New Moon. What do you put in ADC here? What is going to be able to deal with Misfortune Alawi Rel?
That is a good question. I'm not sure what's on Downfall's arsenal to deal with. And they already picked the trash, so I would imagine something that goes well with it. I don't know if he's comfortable on the Aphelios, which is a nice pairing with trash. Um, but I would imagine they have to take something that's going to, you know, cancel misfortunes, or because so far you do have the Maokai, you have the Mordekaiser if he can get to her, but it's not an easy way to stop her ult.
Something I would really like to see out of New Moon side here is locking double ADC here, Tristana and any other scaling ADC bot lane, because I think their draft, if they lock that, is unbeatable in my opinion.
I agree with that. I think you're you're onto something here. The triple kind of AP heavy champions right now, and then the doubled AD carries more AD output with decent range because technically Thresh is a range champ, but let's be honest here, it's more melee. So Thresh, Mord, Maokai got three frontliners, three people looking for picks. Uh, that Tristana plus another carry, I think, is a really good option, and Tristana also makes it hard for them to deal with stuff mid lane. Sejuani picked up for Dynasty Jade to go alongside with the Rel and the Alawi. I'm a fan of this. So we think it's going to be Sejuani jungle Rel support, but I'm a big fan of this because now Sejuani in the first 5 levels of the game can really be a nuisance to this Mordekaiser and take advantage with Alawi, getting Alawi ahead early, and then look for something else on the other side of the map. Zaya,
Zaya
I'm a
is a
big
nice
I'm a
pick.
big fan of that.
Yeah,
Really smart.
and that's the first half. I hope they catch on. They've been watching some LCK, I hope, and they lock in the Tristana here. Because if they lock in this Tristana, unless they play very horribly, they literally cannot lose this game.
Ooh, they go with the Swain instead.
Wow, that is
Wow.
a lot of AP. Oh no.
And that's why you don't lock in Swain.
Oh no, ladies and gentlemen. This is not good. Um, this is gonna be a tough one now. It's interesting to always look at these drafts and just notice that over the course of a year, like, okay, maybe it's going this way, maybe it's leaning to this team's side, they're doing well, and then suddenly you're like, interesting pick and countered.
Yeah.
And in like everything felt good, everything was going positive for New Moon there, for me at least. And then I saw the Silas, and I'll be honest, I you got Maokai ult, you got Mortal, you got Swaynar especially. That Silas pick is something to be scared of.
Yeah, I definitely think the Salad isn't the badge for the ults and the utility he can bring, but it really gonna depend on how well they're gonna execute because I don't know. Well, we've seen a little bit on stream a few of these Silas versus Sway matchup, and it's going so far. It's going so much in favor of Swain into the Silas. Obviously, these are different people playing, but um, I do tend to believe that Swain is not a bad at all, just because everyone from the side of Jade wants to go in, and Swain can survive. If he can get, 1, 2 items, like Rylai's and then Leandros, for example, he's gonna do so much damage on Relk going to him, into Sejuani going to him. He's gonna be able to do so much AoE damage. That is crazy. My only concern here on the side of New Moon is how will they be able to deal with the potential of the Illaoi playing the side lanes? We know if she gets Iceborne, Hullbreaker, Starex, like it starts to, or even not Iceborne, the MR item I forgot that gives you some move speed, Force of Nature. If you get that item, I think it just becomes so much difficult for AP damage dealers to face her on the side lane. I don't know how well the Mordecai is going to be able to do. I think he has potential to deal with it, but it's just going to be so hard. That's my only real concern. But so far, I think these are two good comps, and execution is going to be really important here because both teams have ways to deal with. It's not going to be easy to take the misfortune with so much front line, so much engage. So it's definitely going to be a good show.
See, my only problem with Swain, going back to that point, is Swain is not uh like he's an early game harass champion into melee champs, but picking Swain mid here says Silas is going to control the map the second he gets ahead, and Swain can't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Swain, the second Sejuani looks mid lane, Silas procs Sejuani E in like a second because of his passive. That's why you could tell Dynasty Jade was leaning towards the Silas pick already, looking at Maokai, looking at Mordekaiser, looking at even Zaya R is good for Silas. Everything their draft was leaning towards an AP bruiser type champion because of the Sejuani lock, and I feel like New Moon just fell into the trap of giving them another good R, one of Silas's best Rs, because like you mentioned, Dynasty wants to go in, Swain's not gonna die, but Silas is not gonna die with Swain R either.
Yeah, it's
It,
gonna be interesting choices here. Just to give an update, we are almost waiting for the spec delay. Um, so, I mean, we're gonna wait for the spec delay. We're almost going to start the game. So, what we're gonna do is we're going to take a small break. before we go, and when we come back, we could go straight into game. So sit tight. It's gonna be a really good series. Get some water and enjoy the night with us because we'll be right back.
All right. Well, as we get back into this game here, it seems like ET Blood Moon is already going to go onto the Sejuani, forcing a flash at 30 seconds into the game, taking control of this top side. This is what you like to see. You have champions like this who can take advantage of the enemy jungler if they step too far up, and that's exactly what happened. This is a really good start for them.
Yeah, and we see they pretty much trade wards on the red camp here. So um, New Moon's gonna know where single brand's
Oh,
gonna start.
Might get something fancy here. They're walking to the brush. Double knock up onto Blood Moon here. Zaya's going to try to back away, but Thresh is going to be the target. He's going to have to flash on over. Misfortune's going to follow. This should be the first
First
blood of the
blood.
game. And Misfortune, the ADC of all champions, getting the first blood is huge. And now another fight in the mid lane. This is just combat all over the place now. Just keeping the pressure up on Swain. He knows he has advantage. Silas, that level 1 is just hard to deal with. It's gross.
Yeah. Double passive proc into the chains damage is a lot.
All right, almost, almost something again there.
Oh,
Oh, and
Okay, well,
connected. It's two
nice
chains.
poke by Silas.
this man is just all over the Swain right now. He is not letting up. And, both we see both junglers start on the top side here, paddling down towards the bot side. I'm kind of sad about that, to be honest. I really wished maybe Sejuani would gank real quick here to look for something on Mord if they set it up properly, but it is
Oh,
being pushed. Now, almost a
oh,
turret dive.
he
Oh,
did
Forced a
use
flash.
flash, bro.
yeah. I think there was like a desperate flash. He thought maybe he would die if he got caught by the swing push or swing pull. So a little too much aggressive there, but he's definitely playing well. Abusing got level 2 first. Go in, traded. Both are without pots, but they need to be careful because look where Maokai is. He's already on the bottom side here, hovering. He does farm Raptors pretty fast.
Okay, a little bit of a battle here already. Pulled the soul from Mordekaiser. She has the tentacle advantage, but she's still going to try to walk away. More damage early. Look at this, just back and forth. Tentacles are slapping, but missing wildly. So it's just going to be pretty much an even trade. A lot of pots being used by Alawi here. Now that Alawi's used all of her corrupting pots, she doesn't have much damage value compared to the Mord. She does have a lot more health, though, to answer.
Yeah.
Wait, Singler
Oh,
Bread.
oh.
Yeah, he showed up and forced the swing's
Torin just
flash.
forced the flash.
All right, another fight
Oh,
in the
another
top
fight
lane.
top.
Let's be
These
honest
guys
here. This
don't
is
chill.
just a top lane battle here. Pulled the soul back out.
Oh wait, this is very bad
Oh,
for Mord.
okay. Downfall taking a lot of damage here. Has to flash away. And
Really?
that's not a good setup for Downfall right now. He is going to have a hard time getting some CS for himself now. Okay, wait. We see the Maokai. And the Sejuani. They're both little sneaking up on the opponents.
And
Wait,
that's just a dead turn.
he got another chain. Random is playing this matchup really well. He's always getting the second cast of the chains up. Oh, listen.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
the top
Here we
lane.
go.
Oh, the top lane
Oh,
gank.
wow,
Oh,
he's still going to go for it, Flat. He's going to get the knockback. Misfortune should be taken down. Will the Ignite take down Thresh, though? No, it will not. And a beautiful play. I was shocked there. The seemed like Rel got away with the flash, but then they still decided to engage, what I really liked, with the Lantern and Maokai found the route onto Misfortune and get the kill for themselves. And a kill back for the ADC. I think this is slowly what they're going to need. They're going to need the Xayah to become a huge threat this game, as we've talked before in the draft. Solo AD damage. We need
yeah.
a lot of threat out of this champion right now. So Maokai waiting and stalking in the brush, waiting to see if they would engage. Just so happened it did. And now again in the mid lane, this is disgusting. That keeps happening back and forth, but
Yeah,
is
this
able to get
time
away.
the chains don't connect, otherwise he was dead. But look at the top side. You have a 12 CS lead right now. A Feathers, back TP'd. Downfall hasn't reset yet, so he is under shambles.
We do have the Drake spawned in now, and is a potential threat for either team. I do like the Hextech Drake. I'm always a big fan of the Hextech Drake, but oh, nice dodge of the Thresh Hook here. But Shroud, what do you think each team should do? Wait, hold on, wait. All right, they're not going to do anything here. But what do you think each team should be doing here before this Drake comes up? Or I mean, the potential to take the Drake.
I think Jade should be doing everything they've been doing from this point. They should be forcing another engage on Swain. The second he comes back to lane, trying to kill him. Keep trying to keep Swain R on Silas and then forcing Drake. I think New Moon should look for another bot engage with Maokai knowing that Rel Flash is down, it's an easy pick, and they can work their way up to Drake just by picking off Rel. That's what I think both teams should do to ensure the Drake. But
Yeah, and
Silas looks like he's moving.
yeah, he has Prio. He's definitely trying to get vision. Ilaoi got some vision on the on the top side. Sal is getting on the bottom side. He's gonna, is he gonna face? Oh no, he's just gonna
That's a
put a.
really good ward.
Okay, so he just puts the ward, get some deep vision, but Axe is on the bottom side here, looking for another fight. Sejuani is nearby, and they have vision on her on the Drake. What's
I
gonna
think this
be?
should be a free Drake for Jade. They really can't set this up just yet. They had big wave bot lane, and they've already started it. So I think this is just going to be a free Hextech Drake for them. And I don't know if New Moon even knows they're doing it. I think they're just waiting to see if they would be pushing up bot lane or looking for something. Now they know, but it should be taken down. Oh, almost a thresh hook. Okay, well,
This could be Thresh pick. No, if they don't go for it.
you know, I would love the idea of getting that pick there, but I think we all could agree the Herald's about to spawn. Better option, get that Sejuani to get a recall in as soon as possible. You have advantage already in mid and top. You might as well take advantage of the Herald and the objective that's up on the top side. And even now, Silas has R and ready to go for Swain. He just takes the R, walks up to Herald. They take complete control of the top side. So I wouldn't be surprised if, Jade decided to look for that in about 30 seconds or so. And they might look for a dive actually here with Sejuani.
Yeah, let's take a quick moment to see that the Ilaoi paid the taxes, the Mordekaiser taxes, and went straight for the QSS first. Um,
Yeah,
so she's not gonna be able to. She's not gonna worry about getting locked in that Shadow Realm, but she isn't gonna be as strong as she could have been with that first 1300 gold.
It does hurt
and
a lot to do that kind of gold, but here we go in the bot lane, 2v2. Rel's going to go in. There's, oh, nice ult pull back onto the Xayah. Xayah's going to pull the feathers back, get half damage onto Rel. Oh, nice hook. Causes the cleanse. Sejuani's
Sejuani's
here now with
movement.
6. Doesn't get the knockup, but gets the force flash away.
Nope.
Misses the ult, and they're not able to get anything else except for that flash from the Thresh. So it'll be a cleanse ignite for a flash at the current moment.
Yeah,
That was tragic.
that was good for New Moon. They burned like two important CDs, and an ultimate by Rel for just a flash on the trash. But
And
Oh,
yet
Xayah
wait, and
as
here
again,
we go. Nice knockup. And they know Thresh doesn't have the flash, so the bullet time will do just enough damage. But Rel still will be the one to pick up the kill. And now top lane, just a back and forth battle. This man knows that she has QSS, but still wants to fight. And now we hear the Swain R going into the Herald. Sejuani's going to flash over to try to steal it. I think Maokai is the one who picked it up still. But Swain R on both sides is just going to keep putting so much AoE damage down. Flash from the top laner to try to get onto the Swain. Swain's trying to run for his life. I don't think he's going to get away. But this time, Alawi's actually getting beaten up on the other half of the fight. And it's going to be a 1-for-1, surprisingly.
and New Moon did pick up the Herald.
yeah, and one thing that the Ilaoi didn't do was, well, she did actually. She ulted when she fought like 30 seconds, 40 seconds before this fight, this whole fight here. So she didn't have her ult, and the Mordekaiser ulted her as well on the top side, so he didn't have his ult to fight and maybe get a kill on Singular Bread or Rendelman.
Oh boy, here we go. A little 2v2 skirmish once again. Nice pullback on the feathers, but not going to find anything. Now, here we see on the top side on the map here, there's a Herald spawn over for Mordekaiser. They're trying to get him out of this lane, which to me, I can see that could be possibly good for him. They need to get him out of this lane so he doesn't have to worry about fighting Allow anymore. Champion has QSS. Put Mordekaiser in a different lane situation. Get him against the Silas, and maybe Swain can at least farm up and get something back out of this game. Because look at this, Silas is 2-0. He's got Rod of Ages finished. He is a scaling monster already, and we talked about this, that this champion is the only champion that we don't want to see get
Yeah.
scaled ahead already, and it's happening.
Fallen just hit level 6. The Rel with Elisa Raven is level 7. So finally he has at least a ult. But I'm also concerned that the Misfortune from Nightmare has a Yomu's completed, so she is
Oh.
not weak by all means.
Yeah, I'm back and forth on the Yomu's idea of this game. I do like it for a lot of games, but this game with the heavy amount of melees that you have, I would have opted for something more aggressive with the Kraken Slayer maybe and something else. But still, at the same time, the range that she has and DPS that she obtains from using bullet time on someone in the middle of a team fight with that Rel CC is going to be a big threat in most of these fights. But you got to keep that lead. That Misfortune's got to keep the lead the entire time to get that kind of scaling for herself. But Drake up in 26 seconds. I think both teams are going to have to try to prioritize that. And once again, more of a just back and forth skirmish. Soul pulled, and Downfall is taking a beating right now. This man is not having fun.
Yeah, for sure. Axe hasn't cleared that C ward that Randomman put on behind the red buff yet, so he's taking a lot of value off that ward, knowing where the Maokai is going. But Maokai is now doing a lane gank, as we see the Sejuani also coming in for a 3v3.
Oh, we saw the ultimate top lane, but now on the
Yeah.
bot side, there's going to be a flash away from the hook. The Maokai ult's still going to land. Bullet time is going to miss. Have to use the cleanse from the feathers. Doesn't have the feathers anymore. 3v3 still going on. The first kill is going to be taken down. Thresh is going to be Misfortune is going to be the focus. And now,
Oh,
and pause.
it's
Zaya's
back.
going to be the next one to be taken down. Jade should be able to clean this up, pick himself a Drake. Silas here on the return, gets a hook. There's the TP coming down as well. We might be able to see Mordekaiser try to help clean this up. Swain
Huge
is
ult
trying
by
to
Buckby.
live for as long as he can.
Shutdown
Huge
downfall.
shutdown. Huge shutdown play. This Mordekaiser now is a threat to be concerned. And I like the TP top. It's something unique, but at the same time, they need something. They just lost that fight. The turnaround was more TPing down bot lane, getting the shutdown. So what does Lowy do? Get some gold for herself on the plates.
Yeah, not only that, she's probably gonna get. Oh, Buckby's in pretty
Oh boy, here
dangerous
we go.
here.
Another kill over to Nightmare.
Oh,
Oh,
the
nice pull
pullback.
by the Mord. He's still in his ultimate right now, so they can't see him just yet. Now they can. First kill over to Mord. Maybe he can get the second one here. Blast over to the Misfortune. She
Wait.
doesn't have flash to get away. There is the Lantern, but Nightmare's going to try to turn this around. Pullback is going to get the
Oh,
Rel
the kill
away.
didn't go through. Shutdown
Taken
for
down.
Coconut.
Goodness, these fights. ADC was able to pick up the kill on both sides, but at the same time, Zaya now quickly just scaling up in this game. Kraken Slayer, and soon, probably Navori.
The problem with that fight is that Alawi just got 5 plates top lane in the first tower.
Yeah, and first turret.
Um, I I don't like that fight just because it was fun to watch, but Alawi just
Now the thing is,
opened up the game.
she has
Now what
15.
do you do?
Yeah, she has 1500 gold. She's 600, almost 600 gold ahead of the Mordekaiser. But her items, she just finished Hullbreaker.
Yeah,
Now it's Hullbreaker against Rift. What's this? Rift Walker? Rift
Riftmaker.
Maker. Rift Maker. So I don't know like how Mordekaiser can deal with it, but she is strong and she's gonna be really hard to deal with. But at least on the other side, as you guys mentioned, the Zaya is a Zaya was able to get a lot of kills, so she's not ahead of Misfortune, but she is in the game for sure.
Now, it seems interesting. The two of them are trying to chase down this Mordekaiser out of the lane here. And positioned once again, the Herald is 30 seconds until it's up. Most members are on the top side of the map. And this might be an interesting call from Jade, but they might actually try to push Misfortune bot, oh, never mind. She went back up to the mid lane here. They're all going to control this top side. And I think
So
we're going to get a fight here.
before the fight starts, like I don't know if Eloy should be here because she loses a lot of value on the Hullbreaker because she is really close from her teammates.
Yeah, it is an interesting call, but I think they're deciding that they just are stronger team fight at the current moment with Silas and Misfortune ults. So they're just going to take complete control of this Herald and not even let them in. Some back and forth. Swain ult is going to be obtained. Thresh hook's going to land and pull them back. Swain's R is going to be
Oh,
popped by both
Silas
teams,
super low.
but he still gets taken down. Bullet time. Not going to be able to find too much damage. Another kill over to the Swain here.
Is in Mordal.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
Oh, it's a
Hit it.
double kill. I told you
an ace.
the Swain ult dealt so much work there.
I
think
got to give it to
Silas-
Paul in there. You see that hook?
Yeah,
I
Silas
mean,
Yeah.
threw that whole fight.
My man found a beautiful hook, and where they were able just to pop Silas. He just popped like a balloon. And then also, you said on the back of that fight there, Misfortune was just running for her life from this
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, you gotta go to the QSS. The cleans is not gonna help you against that Mordekaiser. Now I think it's the first time New Moon gets ahead in gold. They get 1.5, 1.6k. They got mid turret, and they're gonna get the second turret here on the top lane. So that's a lot of gold. And look at the bounties: 150 gold on this Mordekaiser. He's sitting at 1700. Um, 2300 on the Maokai too. There's a lot of gold for Axe to finish off. Maybe he's second item because he already has an even shroud. So EG and New Moon is on a really good spot here with Leandris, Krakens, and Zaya looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, something I'd like to see on the Swain is that Rylai's, and it's a scary threat. As soon as he pops R, the IQ of a coconut has used his cleanse, interestingly enough. But the
That's
Swain
why
R,
it's an IQ of a coconut.
Yeah, the name is fitting.
the Swain R with the Rylai's controls a team fight so well. It makes it hard to move around the fight, even if it's not the most amount of damage. This game it will be a lot of damage as he did go Leandre's. But when you're walking around and if he's going Rylai's, you can't move. Silas is going to have a troubling time for himself to move. Rel as well, as soon as she jumps off her high horse. And I'm waiting for this 2 item power spike from Blood Moon here. The 2 item power spike is where I think Blood Moon will thrive, and Jade is going to have to be really scared of it.
Yeah, Newman is looking like they want to get Prio mid with some pings for assistance there on Zaya, and then go to fight the second Drake in about 10 seconds as Spec starts to lag again. They use Herald mid, so they're gonna get that crash, that hit, that headbutt into turret. I don't think Sijuan's gonna stop, as they're gonna go for the second Drake here.
I'm a fan of this call. You put the Herald mid, you get the crash down. It pulled way too many members of Jade over there, but still, Jade pulled all their members to try to stop the Herald, and hopefully they can just finish off this Drake before anybody gets there. They might actually look for a re-engage. X is going to use his ult to try to counter it. Silas as well. Bullet time's going to come through, but he is going to get canceled for a split second there. Swain ult's going to come out. Misfortune's going to find the first
Double
kill
kill
of the
on
fight. A
MF.
double kill from Misfortune. Nice feather pullback, but I don't think it's going to
Oh,
do
nice
much.
pass by MF.
And now Misfortune is in the
Mordekaiser is
pit.
just stuck with
Oh,
5 people.
goodbye, my friend. And that is a shutdown over to the Alawi. Double kill for the Misfortune. A shutdown for the Alawi. I don't know how much of the call for that Drake was, or even just I think they could have gotten out.
Yeah,
I think they could have walked out there.
they
Yeah,
danced around the fight too much.
just let Axe pay the price. He ulted. It was Maokai's for Maokai's ult, so you would buy like a couple seconds, and probably you can just walk away. Now it's 2 turrets mid and a lot of shutdown gold, but we have
Oh,
a flank here from Buckby.
like this flank of a TP here. He's going to miss the hook. Misfortune doesn't have mana, though, so she doesn't have too much extra damage she can put off. Swain is getting focused. Silas is going to use the R to try to counteract whatever damage can happen. There's a lot of damage going through from this man. Thresh is going to find the first kill, though.
And this
Silas
is
still
what-
trying to get onto
yeah.
the Swain. Isn't able to kill the Swain just yet, but he's still doing a fair amount of damage, keeping himself alive. That Rod of Ages is just keeping his health bar up. Will someone die over here on the other side of the fight that we can't even see? Misfortune is able to pick up a kill for herself. Maokai is going to follow for one. And Mordekaiser should be able to follow up on this Silas kill, but
I
maybe
wouldn't
not.
be so sure.
This fight actually could go into Silas's favor if he plays this properly. He is about to kill the Mord,
Oh.
and Mace slammed on the dome, and looks like you're going to fall.
Yeah, Buckby TP'd on the flank without ult and just gave his ult to Salas, who made a really beautiful use of it. Eloy got a tier 2 bot, so they got 3 turrets out of that. They did give a lot of kills and shutdowns back to New Moon, but the gold is now it's 15 to 15, 20 minutes of game, almost 3,000 gold lead to Dynasty Jade. Uh, you know, really good fight from Jade. I think the Silas here was played really well. He was able to use a lot more of the ult because Swain, we just saw it almost when he was dying. That's when he ulted came back and didn't really had much value at all. But yeah,
All
we're
right.
starting to see some heel cuts here for the Maokai, for the Mordekaiser, for the Swain. Probably going Morellos on the Silas, Brimblevests on Rel and Sejuani, and the Iceborne Gauntlet on Ilaoi.
At this point, I would really like to see Jade push for that idea of allowing a side lane. Because at this point, I don't think we've seen much in allowing a side lane recently. They keep team fighting, they keep forcing fights around the allowing, around the objectives, and it's fine, but it has to change the build. You need something else if you're going to do that on allowing. And the Sterix gauge, like Shroud said earlier, you're just losing value. If you really want to get as much value as you can, you put that Alawi on the opposite side of the map from these objectives, and you just take control of one side. Now, I do know she can't. I don't know if she can fight Mordekaiser. He is very strong himself, but at least they could pull at least one of their champions worth of damage or even, scare at this point away from the fight, away from these objectives to take control. Because both these teams they're just dancing around these objectives.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what Jade wants to do. They're trying to find here a fight in the river since they have the golds. You see Silas went from bot to mid, and now Ilaoi's TP is gonna come back, so I'm expecting her to go bot, but look at Fallen hitting the hook.
I don't think anyone was near enough to look for that. Now, thing is, they've been dancing around this Baron for a while, keeping control, keeping the vision, but it's got to flip. You got 48 seconds until this Drake's about to spawn. It's soul point for ET Blood Moon, and Jade's got to realize we've been controlling this top side, and suddenly, Dragon's about to spawn. Chad, you were saying?
I don't know. I was waiting till you stopped, until you were done talking, so I could fix this is New Moon, just for not
Oh,
confusion with the chat.
oh, Blood Moon. Wait, New Moon? Oh, I'm sorry.
New Moon. Blood Moon's
New
the team
Moon.
we watched last time.
That's why I got
Yeah,
Blood Moon on the mind. I got all moons on the mind at this point.
true.
But New Moon?
Yeah, that's her name, right, Cam?
Yeah, so this is
Yeah,
New
New
Moon.
Moon. New Moon. New Moon.
A lot of
All right,
moons.
well, I might just say ET Moon at this point, but at the same time,
Exactly. So
all
now,
forms of moon.
now they're dancing away. Fallen's in a
Oh,
really awkward spot
Oh
here.
boy. This bullet time is huge. Positioning from the misfortune and the lockdown. There's nothing else they can do. Beautiful 2 kills over to Nightmare, and should be a free Drake for themselves. Jade they baited him in. They baited him in and they said, hey, we're nobody's here. It's all quiet. But
I don't know. I feel like Fallen kind of griefed a little bit. He walked way too far there. He's on trash. He only has even shroud. He's not like the front line. And he kind of baited Axing to try to help him, and they both died together.
yeah, I didn't want to be the one to say it, but he threw that so hard.
Because I was gonna say they're dancing for that Drake, right? And they could do the dance as long as they're fighting 4v4 together. Maybe front to
Barbarian.
front.
I I like this call. They doesn't seem like they noticed just yet. Now they're noticing that there's no one on the lanes yet, and everyone's off the map. So there's a chance that they're doing Baron. So I think New Moon now will notice that they're doing Baron. Poke is going to miss on the
Ooh,
Misfortune. They're still
Buck
going to go in and
flashed.
try to
Awesome.
go in. Poke's going to hit onto the Rel. Shut down onto the Misfortune. Baron is going to be taken by Jade. But on the other hand, Silas will be taken down as well by the Sejuani. Both TPs come in from both bot laners at the moment, or people on the bot side of the map. Silas trying to kill the Zaya. And I think Mordekaiser just about to be taken out of his ultimate. Yes, and the shutdown will go to... Oh, Mordekaiser is the one who's winning. Excuse me, I thought the Alawi was. Alawi's the one who's going to be taken down. And now couple kills over to New Moon.
Yeah, they are able to eliminate 3 barrel buffs out of the game. Very interesting, and I don't like what Rendemon did there at all. He went for the Zaya ult. I don't know if he didn't have the cooldown for Mordekaiser ult, for the Maokai ult, or for the Sway ult, but he went for the most useless ult that Silas can have because he cannot pull the feathers. He can dodge stuff, but he can't go. He can't pull the patterns after it. So it's kind of useless in my opinion. But I think he just could have done so much more in that fight.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what kind of damage he or what kind of ults he was allowed to have. Now, they're going to be able to pick the Mordekaiser off. They know he doesn't have R, and he stayed a little bit too long. So that's going to be a pretty big kill here. They have Baron up in advantage for themselves. Alawi's going to be the one splitting on the opposite side of the map, finally.
Yeah.
And now Jade is just looking to use his Baron up as much as they can. Here's something I'm a little scared about. The 4v4 in this mid lane, if it goes in favor here for New Moon, Jade is, they don't have their Alawi just yet. They do have TP, but at the same time, pushing up this far and not waiting for the Alawi to push up herself, you're just taking a disadvantage of your own threat. Now,
Oh.
nice hook onto the
Oh.
Misfortune, and a
Nightmare got
beautiful kill
caught.
goes over. Both Swain ults going to go popped off. And just this AoE amount of damage, neither team can deal with it. But Zaya's going to pick up the second kill of this fight. Can she pick up the third kill for herself? Shutdown will go over the Thresh, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Throwing again.
Yeah.
But still, beautiful fight by them. And this is exactly what I was talking about. That you push yourself too far up. Alawi's trying to get the wave to split push on the other side of the map. But they don't wait for her to go even. And it doesn't split anybody up. It's a 4v4 still. And Misfortune walks just a little too far. And Buckbee finds a beautiful hook. Followed up by Fallen. And they get themselves a free kill.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing the Swain value coming in clutch here with the Rylai's, the Leandries. He's buying so much die, doing so much AoE damage. He pretty much, just with the ultimate, he just dealt so much damage on everybody there. And Renderman with Swain's ult wasn't able to do much, or at the same level of damage there. But still, so it's back and forth on the trolls. We saw Fallen giving the troll on the Drake, and then we saw the Downfall giving the mid lane, and now Nightmare kind of returning the favor. So a lot of back and forth between the two teams. That's what we love to see, man. It's a 41 kill game. A lot of interesting plays.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
just all
weird.
combat, all oh my goodness, Shroud, you want to go for this one?
Bro, like I can't even speak. They just keep on fighting.
And Fallen get caught again
And
right
then
before the
Fallen-
next Drake.
Try to go back and forth and give Shroud a chance here, but I'm like, Silas is in. All right, go
Okay.
for it now before the fight happens at Drake.
I just wanted to point out how weird it is because we just 2 days ago watched such a high level of gameplay game. Like it was so intense. It was so like
Wait,
they were calculating every.
This man can't get a break here. Alawi almost get picked off by the Maokai R. Doesn't
Nope.
seem like they're going to go back in, but Mordekaiser's going to pull too. MF's on the other side gets ulted QSS perfectly, so she cannot stay in the death realm. Will they find anything else on the back end of this? I think they're just now going to go down towards Drake. That's the only goal. All right,
I'm
Shroud, go for it.
surprised they did not force that hard, but yeah, I'm surprised that. Not surprised. What was I even saying?
you're talking about the Blood Moon match?
Oh yeah, Blood Moon match was so like intense. Both teams were like playing so well, and then this.
Oh boy, here we go. There's a fight. Bullet
Oh,
Time's going to
baby.
be on to 3 members right now. One of them is going to be taken down just shortly. Mordekaiser's actually going to be the first one to be taken down. Nightmare's going to follow up with a second kill for himself. Now Zaya will be able to get one for her team. It is a 1-4-3 at the moment. Nice Feathers get him down. I don't know if she has pullback. She does have pullback. There's a double kill for IQ of a coconut, but I don't. There's nothing left. There's nothing
Yeah.
left. Jade's just set it up perfectly. Nightmare was able to control the fight with the bullet time, and there was
they
no,
for end?
Wait,
there was
they're,
nothing left.
they're running for the
pushing
end.
10.
Yeah, it's only Coconut. It's 17 seconds on Maokai, 24 on Swain, 60 on Mordekaiser. At least inhibitor it is, but they have also the Nightmare here. What they're gonna choose? Oh no, they just awkward moment.
Why?
They use the TPs from Feathers and Fur, but they take the inhibitor. But I think they could have done without that TP.
You know, I think they could have just taken the Drake, recalled, let Feathers and Fur go down bot lane, and have the TP ready for Baron, and just split push and get it themselves. But it seems like they're going to get the Drake for themselves here. And
I like what New Moon's doing here. They're just getting full Baron prio while they know that they're on Drake and need to take resets.
Oh, wait, listen,
Oh.
Raven gonna get
looking
caught.
for the Rel here, going to get rooted up, knocked away for a second to try to keep herself alive. But the W from Swain is going to get just enough of a slow
Oh,
to
accidentally
follow it
too
up.
far.
IQ of a coconut, trying to see what else they can get. Maokai's going to go in onto Misfortune. Cleanse is going to come out. Flash as well. Zaya's going to use the
Oh,
bullet
so
time into
much
play. It's going
damage!
to cancel it. Alawi now going to try to turn the tides. Get the Swain kill for herself. Now I think this is actually going in Jade's favor. Alawi getting a double kill. And they're just walking into the Tentacle Empress.
Yeah, they did
I,
some plus 18 stuff right there that we cannot talk about. But we have now. Wait, hold on. It's gonna get
No,
caught
you can't
downfall.
talk for a single second. Silas just keeps throwing out the chains. Now he's finding the Mordekaiser QSS once again, and Mordekaiser gets no time in the fun dungeon, and they should be able to have the free Baron at the moment because 4 members are down. There's nothing left.
Yeah, and on top of that, they do lose the first third of the Nexus. Um, it was a good catch on the rail right before the Baron, but they tried to go into Nightmare. They chased almost a 3-3 when the whole team of Jade was back, and then they still tried to fight. And I don't know, it's just they're trying to do too many things at once. Coconut has 3 items. He just bought stopwatch. In the Drake that we didn't see because so much fight happening. Silas got the Maokai's ult, and they didn't try to wait for the ult to expire. They just went in, you know, took the whole the Maokai took the whole damage from the the Nightmare's ult for the MF, so he just got destroyed. The team seems to be a little bit impatient on their decisions.
I feel like they're just not respecting Alawi at all. They just stood in her R. But I don't know what else to say, but maybe not stand in her R.
Yeah, I think he has used the W as well, but anyway, so it's looking scuffed for the new moon
Yeah.
now.
It's looking a little troublesome, but now Jade is doing exactly what I was trying to say, is that they need to keep themselves on even pace with the Alawi. Alawi now is split. They've got to send someone down there. Alawi's going to keep taking stuff, and they keep this pace of just even with Alawi. Every single time they go over to
They're sending
Alawi, they push
5.
mid.
But
Oh boy, they're sending 4 or
Maokai just dies
5.
too, right?
Alawi's and bullet time's going to be used down on the bot side here. Alawi's going to get
Kills. Wait,
nobody,
she
but
killed him?
Zaya will be able to shut down.
Oh no, sorry, no, sorry.
Yeah, so they trade 1 for 1, but now Fallen and Downfall.
Fallen just dies. MF pops QSS. Mordekaiser's dead. Yeah.
They have supers coming from the bot lane.
Oh, Mordekaiser ult for Silas. Going in on the Zaya. Oh my
so much damage! I think Coconut
goodness.
drops.
Swain
Yes,
is still
he
trying to
does.
keep this game alive. It's a 4v1 at the moment. He still has half of his HP, but will he be able to survive long enough? Stopwatch is going to be used to try to kill him more. Zaya's ult still is available for the Silas. Not able to get the root back to pull him, but I don't know the HP bar, and I think he's going to be taken down. Yes, he will. And this should be the first game going over to Jade.
Yeah, a lot of fights, crazy. What is this? 50, 60 kills in 34 minutes, a lot of back and forth. I'm excited to see how much damage these guys did because it was a lot of damage going for both teams. But overall, Jade playing much better. Their game decisions they were much cleaner as well.
Zonite, can you give me your honest opinions on that game?
Oh boy. So there's the caster's opinion and there's an honest opinion. I don't know if I'm allowed to have my honest opinion here. I think I'll stick with the caster one. I'll share it later with you. But my caster opinion is both teams did wonderful. I loved seeing the gameplay out of both teams. It was a lot of unique fighting. Unique keyword there. And I'm excited to see what happens in game 2, but a little tasteful game 1.
Oh yeah, and we see here on the screen the damage dealt here. You have 35 and 34k damage on both Swain and Zaya. Dealt a lot of damage. They tried a lot. The Zaya was really strong. But on the side of Jade, 43k damage on the Silas, 35 on Nightmare on the Misfortune, and 32 on Ilawi. A lot of damage from their main carries. So really well played for Jade. Congratulations, you get the game 1. Just give us a few minutes, we'll be right back. Just gonna adjust and prepare for game 2. Hello, we are back. I'm gonna be updating here the stream and everything. Um, so we're gonna pretty much gonna go with the same. So game two is gonna be blue side of New Moon and red side Dynasty Jade. So it's currently 1-0 for Jade.
Ooh, I'll be honest, that helps me out. I can't even get Blue Moon, New Moon right. If they tried to swap on me, I'd have a hard time.
So, what do you guys expect for this game too, based on how this game was played? Do you guys expect some bans on Ilawi, maybe the Silas? Um, what are your thoughts?
I would like to see um, a more like unified draft this game. I would like to see. Um, I would actually like to see a Silas ban. If you're gonna plan on locking Swain, I would like to see Silas banned, and I would like to see. Surprisingly, if they can't deal with the MF, I would like to see an MF ban because that MF went crazy.
For sure. One of the things also that I forgot to mention was they did ban Buckbee's two main champions on the second uh, phase, the Ziggs and the Nico. These at least these are the two champions where he's been playing exceptionally. But looks like they're getting ready here for game two, and remembering they're gonna be using Timo as a placeholder for the lost band from the side of Dynasty Jade. And oh yeah, I need to update the logo because I did get the new logo. So apologies for the late, but yeah. So finally we got Dynasty Jade actual logo. Shout out to who sent me? To Jake. Shout out to Jake for sending the logo from Dynasty Jade. Awesome stuff, man. Much appreciated.
Pick wise, I do like the idea of like a Misfortune band or a Silas band, especially if you're going to go something like the Maokai Swain. But if we're looking at the last draft, there's something that to me is still a concern, and it's just a strong pick overall. And it's how do you deal with it? Is the rel? They had the Misfortune that did really well. The combos that they had with the Swain. But I'm curious to see how they will decide to change up things with the possibility of Rel. And it does look like that they're just going to go right ahead and actually take away both the Misfortune and the Alawi.
Interesting.
Yeah, they went
Shroud,
for
Shroud, you say that like you don't like that, huh?
Yeah, no, I don't like an Alawi man.
Well, all right. New Moon gonna pick up the Maokai first, I believe, once again, which I'm a big fan of. I understand, with the whole swapping and everything, that I'm guessing that's one of his main, if only the only jungler that he can combat himself with in the competitive scene. Um, but still curious to see if they choose Silas as an option because it is still really good. Saw a couple ultimates against that Maokai that made it really tough for them to look for any fights. And once, are we going to get the same draft? Come on, I see this every day in LCS and LCK. Come on, the drafts are the same. We are in a different level and league right now. Give us something unique. Give me something new. All right, I don't want to see the same draft. And Misfortune, we're not getting. Great. Now we can get something else. But if I see I don't know. Dynasty Jade has the most opportunity to see something different because two things were banned.
True.
But
to be fair, we are seeing the Ziggs Ben. So if I were New Moon, oh the New Moon. If
what?
if I
Huh.
were New Moon, I would try to get the Nico here, or no, actually I wouldn't blindside. I would definitely get the Nico though.
I the Nunu Shroud. Thoughts on the Nunu? I'm kind of confused.
I don't think you could have described it better. You
All
know
right.
what?
Well,
If it works, it works.
hey,
Um,
there's the Tarek. That's what I wanted to see.
it has a lot of gank, prior early. If you don't respect it, I mean,
That's very true. And this is okay. So like I said, I wanted something different from either team. This is what I was kind of looking for. You have Rel as the high possibility that's going support, right?
Yeah.
Tarek loves those melee matchups. Tarek loves to play with those against those melee supports, right? So having him go right up against the Rel, I think is a great option. And Aphelios, interesting pick, but I'm a big fan of it if they can play this right with the Tarek. But
Really,
Aphelios is an interesting one.
I get scared whenever when Aphelios is locked in below Masters because the champion is very hard to pilot, but if he pilots it, it's very good here. Like I like this pick if he can play it.
Yeah, I think the Aphelios is definitely a difficult champion to master, but at the same time, I think he has so much value, um, and especially if you play front to front, he does so much damage on your front line, and he's just pretty good with all the rotations. As long as you understand how the rotation of the guns work, I think you could do a lot of difference. Even with the changes that they did on the ADC items like a few patches ago. But again, we see the Jade taking the Jinx. Well, Jinx is one of the most played champions from Nightmare, if I'm not mistaken. So really interesting to see how they're gonna play out this game.
You know, I we saw the Silas ban immediately being, picked out there and Swain to follow. I really like that by Dynasty Jade to be aware about that because banning away the Silas immediately means, right, they want to look for what they were going for, which was that Swain. And they just answered to it. Because let's be honest, if you saw a Swain with a Taric ult on top of it, that is one of the scariest things I would probably have to play against. And if I was trying to play in a game with
Ooh,
that, I would want to play with it. Now, Urgot is the one to be picked up. I'm a fan. I like the Urgot. I like the idea of a split push Urgot. That's what I like here. I don't like the idea of him being in the team fights, but I like the idea of Nunu and Urgot being kind of a menace in that top lane.
I'm excited to see what Downfall is gonna choose for counter. Because Nar, okay, interesting choice. Because technically he can have the counter. Um, and they're giving Random the counter again. I mean, obviously, I think he was the man of the match for last game. Did really
Yeah,
amazing on the Silas. So they're definitely letting him cook. Ooh, the Viger. A lot of scaling from the side of New Moon. Um, interesting choices.
Yeah, Shroud, I don't know about you, but I'm a fan of the Vygar for just for the sake of the Nunu. I like
I'm a
the
fan
idea of
of
the
yeah.
Vygar.
They locked in Urgot, Nunu, Rel, all champions that have to engage you, and then you lock in Vigard, and that just kind of stops anything you want to do. And especially champions like Nunu and Urgot, they can't really get
Ooh.
out of Vigard cage. Xerath.
So they fight the cage with range. I like that. But like unpopular Nikki said, it's a weird comp. Um, it's a I don't know. It's a mix of poke with full engage kind of thing. Like you have Urgot, Newton, Rel, hitting everyone in the front line. Jinx trying like to be in mid range, kiting them, and Zerf like out in the back, just ulting everyone. Um, I guess execution is gonna be a must here, but yeah, looks really different. So exactly what you asked for, Zonite. Very different
That's
Yeah.
all I
from
wanted. That's all I wanted. I saw the two picks early. We saw them the same thing, and then suddenly we see Nunu, Tarek, Aphelios, and Jinx picked up in the first half, and I'm like, yes, I am down. I am all for it.
Very interesting draft to say the least.
Now, the I'm a hit or miss on the Gnar pick here. I think it definitely can be something that people are comfortable with or you go well with certain compositions, but I'm a hit or miss. I feel like that champion right now is in one of those spots that struggles a little bit to do exactly what he used to do or what he wants. So I'm excited to see how they are going to be able to manage the Gnar in these fights, especially with the additive of Tarek and Maokai to play along as that front line before Gnar potentially can just bounce on their head and find a little bit of a slam into a wall. But, you know, New Moon's draft, I give it a I give it an A plus. I'm a fan.
What about Dynasty Jade's draft?
I give it a C minus. I am not a fan.
A C
Yeah,
After I saw
minus.
the Nunu pick and then the Urgot, I was like, okay, down for it. And then I saw Vigar and I went, ooh, I'm not a fan.
To be fair, I need to pay my respects. I am a Nunu lover. Thanks for one of our original members in ET here, Kyle. Shout out to Kyle. Great Nunu player. We used to run the Nunu down a little bit a couple months ago. But yeah, if you're not a Kyle, I think I don't know. I feel weird about the Nunu. Although the Nunu has potential to do a lot in game if you are an actual Nunu player. Like I've seen a lot of crazy Nunus solo queues and things like that. So I want to see if Singler Brad can be a part on that level. That would be really interesting. All right, so Kazuo is putting a lot of hype
yeah.
on this feathers on this Argot.
The chat really wants Dynasty Jade to start cooking. They said C minus will probably be a stomp because C stands for cooking. Let's see it.
It's-
At least they have a couple believers because this looks like a for fun comp that you would see in solo queue or normals, like a 5 stack just trolling. But I want to see it. Maybe
Yeah,
they can pull it through.
it is going to be really interesting here to watch. I mean, there's nothing wrong with fun TLP. It's just I don't know if it's a mix of egoing, if it's a mix of they think they're that better, or if they think anything they pull out is gonna work. But it's good. If you pull it off, if you're good at it, it's definitely a good thing. There's nothing against it. So we are going to wait a little bit for spec delay. So we'll go into a little break so you guys can get some water, prepare for the next match before it starts because it's going to be fun judging from what we see here in the picks. So stay tuned. We'll be right back, and we're gonna resume when game starts. Oh, I need to. Crap, I need to share my screen for you guys.
All right. We back in?
Yeah, we are.
Yep,
I'm
sorry, apologies for the delay, guys. I had a little difficulties to bring everyone in here.
I'm a big fan of the invade again. They did it. They got the ward down onto the red side, and having a little bit of vision there to just see where the jungler starts is huge. Now, there was a lot of wards used by Jade in this game to get wards down on both blue and red buff, and then also in the river. So 3 wards down. And I'll be honest, if I had seen or had notified my teammates about what wards have been shown or when wards have been placed down, if ET knows or ETX EX, I don't know,
Yeah,
ETX
ETX.
knows how many wards placed down. This would be a good opportunity to look for some early ganks or something because they around their lanes, it's gonna be pretty dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because we see the new he dropped the ward and he changed for oracles, and Orgod also spending his ward. So definitely on the top side to get this Gnar in a comfortable situation and put the Orgod on something uncomfortable. That would be really good.
Oh, okay. Oh well, Tarek, I had faith in you, man. You were looking like you were posturing to do something, and I was excited, man. All right, Shroud, take over. I'm gonna cry.
I really like. Well, I don't. I wouldn't say I like because I've never seen this before, but this top laner, Feathers and Fur, really likes corrupting pot. Like, he's gone it to Alawi made more sense, but on Urgot, I've never seen corrupting pot start before. Is that something normal?
I have to
I
be honest, I haven't seen it.
I don't
Yeah,
think so. I think normal is either the Doran shield or the Doran's blade.
yeah,
My thought is corrupting pots you usually want to take in when you want to be aggressive. Like, yes, it can be helpful in some sorts against poke, but at the end of the day, you have Doran's shield for that. So at this point, it's like you take corrupting pots, you want to be aggressive to fight and combat, but he's using it as more of a defensive tool. And like I said last game, as soon as you use all 3, that item becomes nothing. There's no
yeah,
stat value for it at all. So for him being, spamming it, look, now he's down on 3 already. He's going to have an HP advantage, hopefully. But Gnar at the moment is keeping it because he's got fleet footwork, and that item is just becoming useless. Now he has a whole Doran's Blade, technically, of value over the Urgot now.
true.
Yeah,
Until Urgot's first reset.
and not only that, if we, oops, we see
Oh,
some invade here.
I,
what?
I'm not sure what's going on here. Rel is posturing around. Maokai's going to make his way on over as well. These aren't. I don't know how effective these guns will be in
Oh,
this early state of the game, but
fallen
going to be a
again.
fight on to Fallen here. Nice Cage going to cancel out 3. Maybe going to get the flash down, but Nunu is going to find the first blood. Jinx is going to have to flash away, though, so Nightmare will lose his flash. That could be something later on that they take advantage of, but for now, the first blood of the game will go over to Nunu and Willem.
And again, fall in a really questionable positioning. It was nice that he went there to get some vision. He saw, but he stayed too long. He started getting collapsed by the Rel, the Zerif. And we didn't have the chance to talk about because all the discussion you guys were talking about how the not oops coconut question mark.
All right, well, Coconutty's a little low here. That's not going to be very helpful. The big wave that he has to answer to. Now, him taking this damage is not great because Jinx just burned Flash. Jinx had to go away from the lane here, and Rel's going to reset. But if this lane, if he has to try to reset himself to get some HP back, get some mana back, that lead that they got from getting, Jinx out of lane for a little bit isn't going to be as advantageous as they would, hope to have it be if he has to recall right here, which he is. He's going to have to reset, get himself some mana back. And now Jinx, for at least a couple of seconds, gets to get solo XP for herself and gold. And that's not the greatest trade. The benefit is they got flash down. But, see what they make of it. But I'm not the happiest camper about that one.
Yeah, they did exactly opposite of what Downfall did. Downfall, when you guys were talking about how he had the Down Blades difference. He was getting good trades and he was keeping the wave under his side, and it was kind of frozen. And that's how we see that he has a 10 CS lead, or got TP'd. So if he crashes this wave, he's not gonna need to TP back. He can just walk and lose really little on the Gnar. And on the other side, Coconut, he had the chance to do that and he didn't do because there was a big wave that did not crash. And if he could have just keep it frozen, as soon as rail backs, you just go and just walk back, and the wave is still frozen for you. So you would have the same CS as Nightmare. You have the same health, and you have flash up.
Very interesting that Nar has not reset yet.
Yeah, and he did the opposite of what I said.
Yeah, I
He's biding his time, I guess.
He
can't
still
or
has
not kill
the
him here.
lead, but
Wait, why is he respecting him? You have a pickaxe.
he's a respectful guy.
Kind man, but not a wise man.
Oh, fallen again.
Oh, he's dead. Wait,
There we
he
go. Ninja's
drifts.
going to
He
keep
drifts.
going and drifted it through, but Tarek's
Oh.
actually going to try to find the fight. They do have the right guns for Aphelios.
Oh, the Zerth
Xerath,
ult.
though, is going to be able to get the ult off. Malk is going to be the one to go in to try to follow up some more damage. But that ultimate from Xerath was able to take away some time, and Aphelios was not able to get close enough to put damage out. So even though Xerath takes a lot of damage there, he did, in my opinion, save part of that fight for Jade and should be able to get this Drake no problem. And I think that's worth. I think that's
That's
pretty
so-
beneficial.
That's so weird.
Yeah, they did have damage to finalize the rail. Now they're walking back, but this Drake's gonna be gone, and
Oh
this could
boy.
be a 3v2.
Oh well, no, he's got the blue.
He
Or
has the
excuse me.
best guns.
Yeah, the best
Okay.
guns at the current moment. He's
Can
gonna
he
block
cook?
the snowball.
Oh.
He's gonna try to cook this one out. No, he's not.
Yeah.
Now Jinx is excited, and this is gonna be dangerous for them. He's gonna use the chompers to try to keep the Vigar away. He's gonna run into the chompers. Hopefully they were out of vision. If they were in vision, oh my.
This is just bad. Like I get what Fall is trying to do, but at the end of the day, he has um, Glacial Augment and not the Aftershock, so he can't go there with 25% of HP and expect to tank everything. Rel just gets shield, tanks everything, doesn't take barely takes any damage again, and New Moon doesn't have the damage to deal with this team right now. Oh.
No.
Agreed. Yeah, check false PayPal.
Yeah. What what's happening in this game, man?
You know, for the game right now, I do. Okay, so Jinx realized this lane with the Aphelios pick is not going to generally be such a heavy kill lane. It can be, but at the same time, if they play it properly, if they play the wave manager properly, they don't have to. And so that's
Yeah.
really why I like the Cole buy here. It gives a lot more gold value, around 350 extra gold over top of what she's going to get in the later runs of the game. And Jinx is just going to have a little bit earlier of a push towards that mythic or even that Kraken Slayer to get a little bit extra damage in these early on fights when they look for these heralds, these these turrets, these dragons, whatever it may be. And so I think Nightmare can be a scary threat in about 10 minutes or so, 5 minutes or so, when these objectives start to spawn and they start to look for these fights at level 6.
I wanted to also talk about that. I think it's very weird how Aphelios didn't opt out to go cold this game. Um, I guess he was banking on the fact that him and Tarek would play aggressively, but they
Oh,
fell
boy.
behind. Oh, well,
This man's not getting a chance to talk. He'll come back in a second, but Derek is going to be the one to
And
take
then
it
they
low
just-
first.
Oh, nice flash by
Ooh,
Nightmare.
nice flash. And able to get the slow onto
Wait.
IQ of
Oh,
a
it's a
coconut.
double kill. He has ult.
Will
Oh,
he
no,
get
he
the-
already used ult.
oh, okay.
Well, that is a kill for the Jinx. She did flash away, but I still think that's worth in the end because Jinx just keeps getting more and more cold. And
Oh no,
Shroud.
that's not good.
Oh, boy.
That's a
Oh,
good
boy.
ult here by Axe.
oh,
Maybe too close from Coconut, but that's a good play. He's trying to give, but Coconut's a little bit afraid, and he could die there. So Axe gets the Q. Try to freeze the wave. Oh, Coconut's gonna die
Oh.
for Zerov.
oh,
Oh!
oh, whoa.
Oh, he got it! Oh, the Tarek diff. One thing we didn't talk about though, look at the top lane. Look at this nearly 30 CS lead that Downfall put on Feathers. 2 levels ahead. 2 plates into no plates for the Urgot. Urgot going for Tiamat here, and looks like the Gnar is going to go for
Oh boy.
Triforce.
Now in the mid lane, Rel's going to try to gank and flash immediately by the Vigar, which I really like. But seems like Jade should be able to get this Herald for them stuff. I think they just got it. Now he's going to go top lane. I don't think Gnar even noticed that he got it. And now he's going to look for a gank on top lane. Downfall.
Oh,
weave.
beautiful movement.
Huge dodge from him to keep himself alive.
Downfall is 9. Oh, hey, he jumped forward.
Oh, hey, yo.
He's always mag. He's also mega.
I'll be honest. Hey,
Urgot
can we,
never eased
hey,
forward.
whoever's talking about Feathers right now in the chat or was talking about Feathers, tell your man to go forward. Why is my man going backwards?
Why is he so scared, man?
How many times has this man thrown himself back? He needs to throw himself forward. Throwing himself back is for the club, all right? Not right now.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
my.
Downfall is doing like really good job here in the top lane, and he's gonna be the most important person from ET if they want to catch the win, because if he can get his ult on top of a Jinx and the Zerov, is gonna be massive. And Fallen Buck getting
Oh
caught.
boy. A nice flash pull together for this play. He's going to try to keep them alive for a little bit longer with the Taric ult. But I think Taric is keeping himself a little too far in this fight. They don't need to go any further. Nice ultimate from Aphelios, but not enough damage to follow up. Oh, maybe not.
Bumpy!
Turn around with the Vigar ult. And there will be a 1-for-1. Xerath and Vigar, both mid laners, will pick up the kills for themselves in this fight. I was shocked there for a second. The ult came down, and I was like, skill amount of damage. And then suddenly, boop, Mr. Vigar himself just pop that man.
And now, New Moon crosses the. Oh wait, hold on. Downfall ult's
Good.
back.
Hey, there's the first E forward. Now he's going to follow with the ultimate.
He's
Flash
doing
away into the bush.
something.
Can he get this?
Oh, he gets a
He can.
suppression! No.
Feathers, come on.
How hard was that?
This is that would have been the third kill that this man would have gotten if he E
I
forward.
swear.
But now we're going to go back towards the bot side of the map. We're going to flip on over. Zerath's going to TP to the mid lane. It looks like they're going to try to pull this dragon down, but they're still worried about Jade and what they're going to be doing here in the jungle. There's not too much vision control for them. Jade has so much control of this vision right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
They have
Okay.
no Taric,
Oh.
they're stepping up very far.
Now there's no cage. Here's the
Sealer.
big threat. The cage was the threat now, but now they know it's gone, so they can look for an engage. They do look for the
Coconut.
engage on the Aphelios.
Oh,
He
Coconut
does get the
dies.
first kill. Maokai's going to try to go in, see if he can do a little bit more
Oh,
damage
that's
for
a lot
himself.
of
Vigar's
damage.
nice damage onto him, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They're going to try to keep poking him out. Urgot's there for the fight. Gnar does not have TP. This should be a free dragon for Jade. I don't think there's anything else that ET can look for anymore. Going to be putting out a little bit more damage, but still, this dragon should go over to them, and that should be the second Drake of the game taken by Jade. All right, Shroud, give us your knowledge before a fight. Give us your knowledge and spiel, brother.
This Nunu pick surprisingly is doing what it's intended to do. Nunu's a lock-in that you just pick it for objective control, and he's gotten every single objective in this game so far, so he must be cooking with something. I'm happy Urgot finally did something because I was getting kind of bored. And then yeah, there's a fight top lane right when I was
Fight
talking.
top lane and fight mid too. Wait, Downfall
Oh.
turned.
Oh, boy.
Downfall. He turned back. Now he's gonna die.
This should be a free kill. Urgot is going to be the one to pick it up with the execution.
I'm on
And-
the Feathers hype train now too.
Like Downfall.
This might be a dive. This is a huge dive. I don't know why Nightmare's still here. There is nobody else on his team to answer this. He has to burn
Nice
both
dive.
sums for that.
It's
That
fine.
is not
Buckby's
good for
so
the Jinx.
low. We didn't see, but Buckby, he is on 12 HP. How did that happen?
All right, well, Rocket's going to come in.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Aphelios is
The
so
minions,
close
the
to being
minions.
hit. The minions are going to
The
kill
minions.
him. Wow. And
Oh,
now there
it's-
should be another kill going over to the Xerath, and
It's a
Xerath is going to get a
double
double kill. This Jinx is excited. Xerath is ascending. Urgot is Urgot, and it's not looking too good. But
And
He
Jade
just
is
takes
looking
this
strong.
tower and then kills Gnar here. I'm on the Feathers.
Go forward.
hype train. Let's go.
Forward. Forward. Forward, please.
No,
Oh
downfall.
wait,
Downfall.
now he wins. Now Downfall wins this because he has regular.
I mean, Rail
Wait,
is
he's
here.
baiting. He's baiting. Yo, Feathers
Oh,
Oh
is
my
insane.
goodness.
He's actually insane.
Oh
Wait,
no,
oh,
his
he walked
W. His
out.
W popped him. No.
this
I
game,
blame
man.
I blame Riot for the plants. That
True.
was Feather's time. Goodness. All
Oh
right.
God, it was. So I don't know, like there's such a mix here of things that happens. Like Downfall plays the lane really, really well, and at some point he just starts playing really, really bad. Like it, I don't know, it's something weird happens with New Moon, and
Oh,
now
ultimate
Downfall,
Zero.
from ultimate from Xerath and
Oh.
Urgot, and they don't get the kill.
quick step, really good, really good.
Oh,
Oh.
and
And
Jinx!
Jinx,
Why are we throwing everything up top right now? Hello?
I don't know why they just
wait,
used 3 ults. 20
Oh
seconds
no,
into a hero.
Nightmare.
nice
Oh,
flash Q.
That was a beautiful flash by Fallen. And IQ of a Coconut will pick up his first kill of the game. And that's not, I see the rail keep roaming around, and Nightmare is not respecting the fact that they're alone. They
yeah.
are solo right now. They need to just farm and keep themselves in that advantage. And 2 deaths now for not respecting. Where's the respect? Huh?
Yeah.
Where's the
And
respect?
New Moon gets their first turret. They're close to 2K gold behind.
I personally I like the play. I like how Tarek flashed forward, but I don't like Tarek being bot lane here, just because they just used 3 important cooldowns on the side of Jade, and they still gave up the Herald. Like I know they're behind, but that's 3 ultimates that they just used to try to pick off the Snark, and Herald still goes to Jade. So I still think it's worth for Jade.
I agree. It's big for them to use all these abilities and these key abilities, like you're saying, these ultimate abilities, and still get what they want. The fact that they used Urgot and Xerath ult, these 2 huge controlling ults, and get a free Herald for themselves is absurd. So, the kill onto Jinx, great. It's good whatever you can. But I agree heavily that these objectives are going to be key later on or even soon in this game because 2 Drakes already for Jade. They've got a Herald in their pocket. The other Drake's about to spawn.
Wait, something's about to happen here. Oh no, I thought the Oregon was gonna flank with Nuno's ball here,
Oh,
but maybe Feathers is
Oh,
out in the wrong positioning here.
Feathers wins these, I
Feather's
believe.
trying to get himself out. Nunu's going to
Oh,
ball in, but
Downfall is
not going to be able
coming.
to fall. Downfall on the top is able to
Down
get himself the first kill of this fight. Now on the
He's
other
gonna
side,
be
Fire
neg.
Cage is not available. Tarek ult down. They
He's,
should be able to go in here.
he goes Mega. He gets Jinx.
Oh,
Oh,
nice
beautiful
ultimate from the
double
Nard.
kill.
Double kill. This is what we like to
Wait,
see. This is
Random
the play.
Man.
Oh, EX, do it. Do it for the
Oh,
meme. Dive him.
All right, looks like
Do
they're
it.
just transitioning for the Drake. That was a good fight. I was about to start saying that. Like, I want to see how Newman plays a 5v5 because they do have really good um, champions to do that, right? And Downfall, even though he got 2 solo queues, he is like 30 CS ahead of the Argot. He has a Trinity Force. He is strong. He's not weak, so he can definitely fight. And you technically have 2 carries that are not mobile, right? The Zero, the Jinx. If they get caught, they could die easily.
oh,
Oh, now
he's
another.
drifting. Oh,
I on this Xerath build at least, I would really appreciate a Rylai's. A Rylai's would do something great here for them, and it makes it really difficult when he hits 1R. The next couple of
Wait,
Rs
look at
become really hard,
Downfall.
but an R is going to be able to push 2 back. One is going to be locked up in a cage here. They're going to get stunned up. That first kill over to IQ of a Coconut. Flash forward by the Jinx to try to get something. Now Xerath's going to look for another kill. Hopefully they can get Jinx excited. Yes, they get 1 kill, but it doesn't get Jinx excited, unfortunately. And now Jinx will get locked up, doesn't have flash. They're going to get
Oh,
IQ of
she
a
gets a
Coconut. Nightmare.
reset, but she's stopped by
And
the
she
cage.
almost
Ooh.
almost cleans up that fight, but the fire cage just saves a little bit. But still, the fact that IQ of a Coconut got taken down there is not good. That fight was looking good, so good for them, and it was turned around. Nightmare was able to find a kill for himself. And this Baron is looking in heavy favorite of Jade. They have the control already. They've got the objectives, right? They know what they can do and the power that they have. I think if they keep poking away with the Xerath right now and then find the kill after the poke has been done, that's Jade's success. Now for Shroud, tell me what do you think ET has to do? What does New Moon have to do?
Um, for right now, all their ultimates except Aphelios, they're coming back up, so they do have a fighting chance with this Baron. They made the right play because they knew Jade was still on resets. They're clearing all vision just so that they know when it starts. Um, but for right now, what's caught my attention is that Jinx has bought a Last Whisper and a BF sword. I don't know why she's delaying her second item power spike with this. Oh, my
Oh,
bad
here we
for
go.
speaking.
They throw everything. Wait, Jinx gets caught?
Wait,
Double
Tarek's just dead
CC?
here, right? Oh wait, no.
Oh, she almost drops by the Viger's
She gets
W.
one shot.
All
Ooh.
right, talk now, talk now.
Alright,
Oh, there's gonna be a fight maybe, but talk now.
You maybe
uh,
have 30 seconds.
Baron
Oh,
should be
oh
pushed
my
away.
goodness,
Oh
you do the
no.
play-by-play at this point.
Single bread
Alright,
gets
Nunu
caught.
R goes down. Urgot on the flank. Oh, Urgot pulls.
Urgot
Tarek
saves
R goes
X.
down. Um, yeah, I
Feather
don't know.
saves X. He.
Yeah,
That is such a close. Wait, wait.
Feather's
Oh, Jinx.
almost sniped.
I'll be honest, this Tarek pick is starting to come in clutch. The more and more these fights go on, the more and more this Tarek pick is just showing up. That ultimate is so hard for them to deal with. They're not respecting it at this time. But Nunu might
Oh,
actually look for the engage. Will he drift away?
oh,
Nah, he's
he
just
said nah.
he's chilling. He's chilling.
How broken is Tarek? Ultimate nerf,
That's
please.
that's what I'm saying. I literally yesterday played into a Tarek, the same guy, 4 games in a row, and I realized how broken this champion is.
I just wanna give a quick big shout out to Unpopular Nikki. He has gifted 2 tier 1 subs to ET. One for Nick with the win, and second gifted was for Shroud72. So thank you very much, Unpopular Nikki. Big
Thank you
time.
for the sub, unpopular Nikki.
But now it looks like we got into a stalemate. And although a lot of fights happening here, we have a mm, what 1800 gold lead on side of Jade, 2-1 Drake. Um, these zeros is looking really juicy with a 500 gold bounty. So Downfall needs to get on him really badly, or X needs to, because he's worth a lot. And let's not forget, Buckby is getting some good skill shots here, doing a lot of damage on this Viger too.
He's
Like you,
scaling up. Oh, go
like
Shroud,
you
go Shroud.
mentioned before, Zon, it's I don't know why Xerath did not prioritize Rylai's here. It's such an important buy, especially when you're
Oh,
going Leandri's.
oh,
Oh,
look at that
Oh,
combo! Now he's gonna get ulted on top of it, Fallen.
weave.
Oh, he dodges
oh,
everything! Oh no, he dies on the last hit. Downfall is gonna become Mega.
Well, now this fight's still going to keep on going. TB's going to come through from the Urgot to try to answer. Or, oh, Gnar ult's going to miss. Rel's going to try to find
X
a little
just
bit of a
dies
knockup
here.
and follow back
No
through.
flash.
Jinx still at the same
Oh,
time.
nice flash!
Oh, beautiful
The
flash by Feathers
Foreman
into the back
Fear!
line.
He gets a
Yo,
triple
Triple
kill!
kill.
honor
Triple
Feathers.
kill for the
Feathers
man.
is Feathers is him.
I disrespected him earlier on. I said he wouldn't go in. He wouldn't go in. And this time he said, you know what? We were just waiting for the right time. And it was this time. This was the moment to go in. I take it back. He did what he was supposed to do. He showed up.
Yeah, he finally showed up on the Rift, gets a really nice, like, 3 or 4 man fear with his ult and execution. Jade is gonna get the Baron, and they're gonna walk straight for the soul point here. Even though,
Feathers really just put his whole team on his back. He said,
exactly.
"Don't worry, I got you guys." So I
Sometimes
don't
that's what you
like
gotta
them
do.
going for this dragon.
You do or don't? Sorry.
I don't. I don't. Why is Jinx still here? She's probably sitting on 2 items right now. But they get it, I guess. But like,
Yeah, she's
I
at
want to see Jinx's butt.
1900, 2500 on the Orgot, finish the Titanic. She got Lord Dominic's second item and a BF sword. Interesting.
Yeah, Shroud said it earlier. I'm just not sure delaying that. I believe it's going to be a mythic power
Yeah,
spike there.
it's
That mythic power
probably
spike
ID.
for Jinx. Yeah, is it's kind of an interesting one. You have enough attack speed with the Kraken Slayer, and then if she gets excited, she has even more. But then you lose out on the the extra damage from Infinity Edge. I do see the concern and threat for
Yeah,
the Gnar, Maokai, and the heavy front line that you have to deal with just playing front to back. But
and the Tarek too. Lord Doms isn't a bad buy here. I just don't see the reason to buy the F sword if you're gonna go Doms. Oh,
Oh, the ult
oh, will it
does
catch it? Oh, it
catch.
does catch the Jinx.
Oh, she's gonna drop. Yeah, she disappears from Viger's W.
Oh boy, they're trying to look at
a
her re-engage
engage,
Taric
bro.
ult though.
Oh, Buckby survives in the skin of the thief.
Oh, Leandres is gonna take down Buckby, unfortunately.
Yeah. Fall is walking
Why
way
are they
too
still
far.
walking up?
Yeah. Random is just sniping them. He still has ult. Fallen is going to
Oh,
drop.
oh,
Yes.
oh! And he gets, dude. How many ults did they give that man? All right, well, the engage is gonna be going in,
A lot.
He pushes
and
him. Oh wait, no, he's
pushed him
dead.
away, and he still is gonna be taken down. IQ of a coconut finding the kill for himself. Now, IQ of a coconut hasn't finished his second item, which is a big deal here. He still needs a lot more damage to actually get through their front line as well. You've got Urgot, you got Nunu, and you got Rel to deal with, and this man is their main source of damage to get through that. Now, at the same time, I'm also curious about Buckbee's
Oh,
items. I'm not
look at
specifically
Coconut.
certain about that one.
Uh, yeah. Why did he go Cosmic Drive?
I, you know,
He knows
funny,
something.
funny item.
You know what? The movement speed it gives is kind of funny. So maybe.
Maybe he needs to like try to combo with a WQ and then get the moves and maybe an auto, I don't know. And then just get move speed to dodge things, but I don't know, it's awkward. Especially because he went for stopwatch. Is he gonna go for Zonies or if he's gonna go straight for more AP?
Isn't like if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Vigar always prioritize Deathcap a second unless he needs Zonios?
I would assume so, just because of the scaling aspect of the champion and how strong he gets from it, anyways.
Wait,
But
Buckby's
Oh,
in.
oh,
Oh, he's
uh oh,
dead. Buckby's dead.
salute for the fallen.
Yep.
you can't be
Unfortunate.
that up without Flash with your whole team topside. It's
A bit suicidal, but
poor guy. Poor guy.
Oh boy. Well, three Drakes
Oh,
to one.
Downfall could be caught out here.
but the
You know,
Maga.
this Xerath pick is coming in clutch. It's so scary how far away this man can be away from their team and just poke them out. And I was kind of, oh well, hold on, but we're getting into a fight here. Maokai looked for the ult on Rel and Xerath, but not going to find anything. So give me your thoughts on the more thoughts on the Cosmic Drive, because like I can see, maybe I'm trying my hardest how it could be helpful, but at the same time, I'm with you on the Rabadons. I think there's something else that could have been more prominent here.
The Cosmic Drive, the only thing I see, like, no joke, the only, like, benefit I see about it is the massive ability haste you get for it. So, like, you're caging a lot more while this guy's Feathers is getting caught out.
All right, well, now there's three members on the top side of the map. They're trying to do the same exact thing the opponents did and just take out the person on the other side of the map, chasing down Feathers. He uses his flash to
Oh,
try to get away. Nice flash from Downfall. And it is going to be a shutdown over to Downfall. And I think that's just going to be I'd say free kill, but at the same time, they burned so many flashes for that. Drake is about to spawn now. Shroud, this Drake is pretty tough for ET to get into here.
yeah.
Ooh, Axe
Oh
gonna
boy.
get caught. No, he won't. Nice cage by Buckby.
Oh,
Oh
Ooh.
boy. Oh, nice W by the Vigor. Got some damage off onto Xerath, because Xerath is their key right now. If they can get that damage off onto Xerath, it can change the fight. It can change how this fight is played out because he has to position even better than he is before. Because right now he can just look at this.
Ooh.
You know how much damage this man's doing on front line.
Yeah, and
That's so
he
disgusting.
All right, well, they're going to look
goes
for the
in.
engage for
Oh,
themselves. They know Urgot's not here just yet. Nunoir is
Downfall
going to
is
be
becoming
used. They don't.
mega.
Ooh, nice. As TP
Urgot
coming in
with
from
the
the back
Oh,
line.
TP
he
plant.
Alright, so he's
died!
going to have
He
three
running
people.
into the cage. Feathers. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Zeref with the double kill. Urgot's going to find the
I,
other kill for their team.
Oh,
this is
that's
GG.
game.
That's game.
Yee.
I was gonna say that Jinx has 3 items. He finished IE, and they pretty much used. Downfall couldn't turn into Mega. He died before he turned into Mega, and Buckby ulted the singular Brad when he had the shield from his ult. So really awkward there, but they did a great time with the Rel ult, not letting Downfall move at all, and not letting Axe get into the backline. Really good game here by Random 10:09. I
I
bet
find
he
this
has
so
the highest
crazy.
damage.
I find this so crazy how the Eagle picked a team comp and still won. But
Yeah.
well, what can
Boy.
I say? They're just different. They're actually just better.
I mean, look at this damage. 40,000 damage on this Zeref. Not even a close. Nightmare did like a little over half. Feather 17. Buckby and IQ played really well. Doubtful, although he has a lot of damage dealt, 19k, I feel like he misplayed a little bit in that early game with the 2 solo queues that he gave to Feathers, and he wasn't able to use the Magnar really, really well. So, really rough for New Moon tonight.
Yeah, the draft in the second game was a very interesting one for Jade, but at the end of the day, it comes down to execution. If you can execute whatever you play to your best ability, and the opponents can't answer to it, or they just, let themselves go a little bit there, you find some success out of it. And we saw that with Rendleman's Zareth there. No one was able to get on top of him. Did so much damage from a mile away at this point. And, you know, I I think it was a great showing from both teams, to be honest. I think there was a great way for us to see how this future is going to be for both teams. But at the end of the day, one team's got to win. Jade took it over. You know, GG's to them. So it was a fun series. I'll be
Oh
honest. It was
yeah,
fun.
for sure, it was definitely fun. A lot of fights,
Very fun. Yeah.
a lot of interesting stuff
This
happening.
man couldn't speak. Shroud didn't get an opportunity to talk. As soon as he talked, fight.
That is
Another
so true.
fight and then another fight and wait, one more fight.
And another one on top of it.
Hold on, check the wind. All right, there's another fight. Goodness, but still, we like those brawling bouts between teams, right? Every once in a while, it's always good to get away from those sleeper games and get over to the ones where, hey, there's 60 plus kills going on in this game, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like, oh, this is interesting. Yes, not the most clean or mechanical game, but entertaining to say the least.
For sure. But yeah, so this was week one. I believe the sheet is gonna be updated. There were a few games that ended. I was just checking the ZGG stream, and Team Bros Astro Esports Astro just won against Coalition. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how the team's gonna bounce back. How Dynasty is gonna, you know, continue their run to the this league. And just a reminder, this league is a one group with 8 teams. It's going to be a 7 week best of 3 for every team. And the way it's going to be is top 3 qualifies for playoffs, and positions 4 through 7 will play on week 8 a gauntlet. I believe gauntlet is just a best of 1, so whoever wins just faces the next highest rank, and so on and so on. So interesting format. We'll talk a little bit more about that next week or next Thursday when we're gonna watch New Moon. Actually, we don't have a team yet to confirm who's gonna be next week, but it's going to be a really good you know league to follow. So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, thanks everyone for the chat. We had an amazing audience. Thanks Shroud, thanks Zonite. It was really, really good to have you guys here. I want to appreciate everyone and all the, sponsors that we have with us. Redragon, Dubby, and Cinch Gaming. If you do have more information, just check out the panels below with the details. We do have a few discounts here for those products. And also, feel free to check out our store with ET Store comment. That's where we have our official designs and official merchandise as well. So, with that being said, thanks, guys. If you have any shout outs, anything to add for tonight, feel free to do so. But we'll be looking forward to send you guys to AG's Esports GG. They're playing the APL, so that's the D4 League. We're gonna send you guys there if you guys want to hang out and check how that series is going. But yeah, I wish everyone has a good night. And Shroud Down Night, I'll give you guys the floor for to end here.
You can end on it.
Well, I appreciate that, Cam. Thank you all for watching. Really enjoyed this cast tonight. More to come, like Cam said. We have a lot of more games to show you guys. Please stay in touch on our Twitter and our YouTube for the notifications. Also, join in on the Discord to get more notifications and even probably some more fun moments. Uh, Thank you all again for watching. Shroud, I had a blast.
I
Thank you.
did too. Thank you for having us on, Cam, and it's always a pleasure to cast ET teams that are up and coming, even if they run it down sometimes. It's always a blast to
It
watch.
happens, man. It happens. It's in the
It
blood.
happens.
But yeah, thanks again, everyone. Much love. We'll see you guys tomorrow with more action on AGL. But yeah, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. So, peace out and have a great evening.